What's up everybody, Justin at S&K Greenhouse, and today I'm showing you how to fill a brand new raised bed without breaking the bank. Filling your raised bed is one of the biggest barriers to getting started in raised bed gardening, especially when you have a taller bed. Thankfully, there are practical and cost-efficient methods to filling your raised bed that won't compromise the quality of the plants you're able to grow in it. For most plants you're going to be growing in your raised beds, only the top 10 or 12 inches of soil needs to be the good stuff. That's where the roots are going to be. That means everything underneath can be filler products or materials. For today's demonstration on how to fill a raised bed, I'm going to be using one of my favorite methods known as hugelkultur. Hugelkultur is an ancient German style method of filling raised beds, and it starts with cardboard. It makes up about roughly 5% of the filler. It don't have to be exact, but cardboard is good to put at the base because it's going to kill out any weeds that's underneath. And also, when cardboard breaks down, it can produce a bumper crop of earthworms. And we all know that earthworms are extremely beneficial to your garden. The next step in hugelkultur is adding logs and sticks. And this is where your volume is going to come into play. This is going to make up about 45% of the filler, roughly. Again, don't have to be exact. But logs and sticks are great because they help retain moisture. They're going to invite many beneficial insects and fungi. And yes, it's going to take a long time for this stuff to break down. But once it does, it's going to break down into carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The next step is going to be adding plant material or kitchen scraps, grass clippings. This is going to make up 10 to 15%. I have with me today some fallen leaves, so I'm just going to go ahead and toss these in. And as this settles and breaks down, it looks like a lot, but it's going to settle and break down. Now the next step is probably the most important. This is where we're going to be adding our compost, which is going to make up roughly around 10%. And whether you're buying it in bags from your local nursery or you're making your own compost at home, you need to make sure that it's broken down. That way your plant roots can absorb it. Now what I've got here is a blended compost. This is aged chicken manure and cow manure. I kind of like to use a blended compost because it introduces your plants to an array of different nutrients. The final addition is going to be adding a quality topsoil or a potting soil. Now the reason I don't continue to fill this up with compost is because if you're going to be starting seeds or putting in some younger transplants, the finer broken down soil without the large chunks is going to host a perfect environment for that. So today I have two of my favorite potting soils. I'm just going to dump in here. And I've got it very full right now, but this is because as it settles, the soil levels are going to go down. So I got a little bit of extra soil in here for that. But we pretty much have our bed ready to start gardening. A quick note, if you're going to be adding a lot of raised beds, then the quickest thing, or maybe the easiest thing to do, is just go to your local landscape supplier and buy a bulk load of quality topsoil and compost. And if you have the heavy equipment, you can just use it to dump in there. But for those of us who just want to do a few raised beds at a time and utilize the materials around our yard or house, the hugelkultur method is the way to go. In case you missed my announcement, I started a brand new raised bed company called Growrite Garden. I wanted to highlight a few things I love about this bed. And if you've already watched our initial launch video, bear with me. I'm just so excited to tell you about this patent pending product. Once you take our raised bed out of the box, it can be assembled in 10 minutes or less. In fact, my friend Laura did it her very first time in just 3 minutes.
Go.
Look at this.
1 minute and 30 seconds.
Get it, Laura.
What the what? Like, what? I've never put it together this fast, and I've had a lot of practice.
I gotta do your edger.
The best part is there's absolutely no tools required for assembly. No drills, no socket wrenches, no screwdrivers. And that's because there's no nuts, bolts, washers, or screws.
There is no way that you could do this any faster.
I did it in 3 minutes.
I mean, you know, like with a bolt screw. Like, look at that. Look at that. That's like butter.
But the bed is aesthetically pleasing while maintaining a lifespan of 20 years or more. And that's thanks to the aloe zinc coating and the USDA approved paint job, so there's no rust or corrosion or leaching of chemicals into your soil. At the time of recording this video, we are still accepting pre-orders, but claim yours now at growritegarden.com because you guys have been blowing me away. We are selling out much faster than expected. So link will be in the description. And until next time, become a plant person.